In a dramatic turn of events, Paris police launched a pre-dawn raid that ended in absolute chaos, leading to the arrest of the man believed to be responsible for the shocking assassination of former South African Minister Nathi Mthethwa. The city's quiet 19th arrondissement became the center of a global media storm early this morning when heavily armed officers stormed an apartment complex believed to be harboring a high-value suspect connected to the case. What unfolded next has left the world demanding one thing: answers. Eyewitnesses described the scene as something out of a movie. Around 4 a.m., black vans surrounded the building while snipers positioned themselves on nearby rooftops. Moments later, a loud explosion shattered the stillness of the night as police breached the door. What followed was a tense 15-minute standoff that reportedly involved gunfire, flashbangs, and the deployment of tear gas. By sunrise, the suspect, a 38-year-old South African national, was dragged out in handcuffs, his face covered, as officers rushed him into a waiting van. According to French authorities, the man has been under surveillance for weeks, after investigators traced suspicious bank transfers and encrypted communications linking him directly to Mthethwa's death. Sources close to the investigation say he had been hiding under a fake identity and using forged travel documents to avoid detection. Inside the apartment, police allegedly found large amounts of cash, multiple passports, unregistered firearms, and a destroyed phone, believed to have contained crucial evidence. But while the arrest marks a major breakthrough, it also raises even more troubling questions. Who ordered the hit? Why was Nathi Mthethwa, a man who had seemingly stepped away from the political spotlight, targeted so ruthlessly? Officials from the French Ministry of Interior confirmed that the suspect has already begun cooperating with investigators. In his initial statements, he reportedly admitted to being paid for the job, describing himself as a messenger in a larger political game. He refused, however, to name his employer, claiming he feared for his family's safety. Unconfirmed reports suggest that the payments made to the suspect originated from an offshore account registered in Mauritius, with connections to several business entities linked to high-ranking political figures in South Africa. French financial crime units are now working alongside Interpol to trace the money trail, a move that could expose one of the most powerful and secretive corruption networks in modern African politics. Back in South Africa, the news has sent shockwaves through the nation. Social media is ablaze with speculation and outrage as the public demands transparency. Prominent political commentators and journalists are calling this the beginning of the end for a network of corruption that has plagued the country for years. Meanwhile, within the ruling party, tensions are reportedly running high. Some insiders fear that the investigation could unearth sensitive secrets, information that could destroy reputations and shift the balance of power within the political elite. Mthethwa, once known for his deep involvement in cultural development and governance, had largely retreated from public life before his mysterious death. Yet sources now allege he was in possession of confidential documents detailing the misuse of government funds and illicit dealings among powerful figures. Could these files have been the reason for his untimely demise? Outside the courthouse in Paris, the atmosphere is tense. Protesters, journalists, and onlookers gathered as the suspect was brought in under heavy guard. Reporters shouted questions as he was escorted into the building, but the accused remained silent, head bowed, offering no response. French prosecutors are expected to charge him with premeditated murder, conspiracy, and possession of illegal weapons. Meanwhile, South African authorities have pledged full cooperation with their French counterparts, but skeptics worry that once political names begin surfacing, the pressure to contain the scandal will intensify. Calls are growing louder for an independent international commission to oversee the case, ensuring that the truth, no matter how uncomfortable, finally comes to light. As investigations continue, one haunting question echoes across both nations: if this man pulled the trigger, who gave the order? The answer may unravel not just a single murder mystery, but an entire web of corruption, betrayal, and political deceit that stretches far beyond Paris all the way back to Pretoria. And as more evidence emerges, it's becoming increasingly clear that this story is far from over. The arrest in Paris might be just the first domino in a chain of revelations that could shake South Africa's political establishment to its core.